Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the very first episode of Stratego Talks. And on this episode, we are going to talk about the latest Dota 2 update, patch 7.22. All right, thank you for joining into the stream, guys. And today we are going to talk about it's actually quite a big surprise. A Dota 2 patch came in just today, earlier this morning, and there has been quite a there's a lot of changes in this patch, which we are going to comment, react, and also probably think about in terms of the strategy part of it. So please stay tuned. Things to ponder about this video is that I will not cover everything on the update, but only the ones from which I think big changes that could really affect the current meta of the game. Second is that this is my personal strategic take on the changes and how it would affect it. So if you have anything that think that is wrong on the video, please feel free to post it in the comments sections. And last but not the least, if you wanted to know the full patch log, you may visit the link on the description of the video. Again, this is just me having a quick rundown on the patch and on the changes. So let's try to dive in. Based from the comment, they have added the new scepter upgrades for all of the remaining 24 heroes and modified. I took the liberty to check it out earlier. They have also modified some of the current scepter upgrades. This would be further tackled on later on the video through our hero section. Okay. Scepter can now be consumed. Scepter can now be consumed as a buff by purchasing a 2,000 gold recipe upgrade. Scepter buffs do not grant, though, the secondary stat bonuses. Okay, so it would only amplify some of the skills of your current hero, but it would not stack on the current stat bonuses of the Aghanim Scepter. Third update, and I think is more really good, is that Roshan now drops a consumable scepter buff item. Okay, so this would be dropped only on the third Roshan, which will randomly drop either a consumable scepter item or a refresher shard. Okay, I haven't checked it though, but I don't know if the random consumable drop is going to be seen in the Roshan's inventory once he responds or not. We're talking about the third Roshan, but if you have tested it out, please again post it in the comment section below so that everyone knows about it. However, the fourth Roshan would have both. Okay, you can select. Oh, there you go. You can select Roshan to see his inventory and find out what items will drop. That actually basically answers our question. Right? Next update would be we added Mars to Captain's Mode and Io to Captain's Mode, and I think it's about time for Mars to be in the competitive scene. So that's a very good change. Next huge update for me is that the kill streak XP bounty has increased from 200 to 1,250 and from 400 to 1,800. And for me, I think it would primarily affect how you would go through team fights, how you would go even in ganks, giving you guys opportunity to come back if ever that you are behind on the current game. Like for example, in the early and mid game, the opponent is really dominating. This change in the kill streak XP bounty will give you opportunity to come back if in any case that either the opponent has a very wrong move or you manage to actually got a very strategic move that ended them to have the kill streak end. Alright. Another update that I think is good is the buff on towers. Now shown here that tier 3 towers and above, the damage is increased from 152 to 175. Tier 1 tower protection aura armor bonus increased from 2 to 3, and any tier 2 towers and above, the arrow bonus increased from 4 to 5. And last but not the least, tier 2 towers and above now have a multi-shot attack when glyph is activated. Okay, attacks up to 2 additional targets, prioritizes the closest unit. Now, this is a very good update, and I think it gave us more reasons to hug the towers and even defend into the towers, and it reduces also the capability of those heroes who normally tower dives, and also even backdoor. So I think this is a very good update. It gives some sort of good dynamics into the game, that if the tower is there, basically that's the territory of either if you're on the Radiant, on the Dire, it gives you some sense of a buff territory. So that's a really good update. Next would be the Roshan buff. The Roshan base armor increased by 2, attack damage increased per minute from 4 to 6, and the last hit gold bounty. Well, I haven't tested it yet though, but if it has any changes in terms of the timing for those heroes who do solo Roshans, especially like Ursa Warrior, Drow, anyone that could tank Roshan. I couldn't tell if this buff would particularly change timing, but if it is, then it's a really good update. It gives us more of a feeling that Roshan is a luxury creep, or luxury or legendary creep that you could leverage into as soon as you kill them. All right, now let's get into the item side. Okay, again, there is a lot of changes in terms of the current items that we have in Dota 2, but I'll only talk about the ones that I think is noteworthy. First, the Observer Wards. The Observer Wards cost decreased from 75 to 50. Alam kong nagbubunyagi dyan ng mga support, position 4 and position 5. The gold bounty increased from 100 plus 2 per minute to 100 plus 4 per minute. And the XP bounty increased 50 plus 4 per minute to 50 plus 6 per minute. And I think this would relate to when you destroyed the Observer Ward. For the Sentry Ward, the cost has also decreased from 100 to 75, and it now has a stock limit, max limit of 10, starting capacity of 4, replenish rate of 70 seconds. Now, what does entails us in terms of these changes that we have with wards? First and foremost, it's really a good buff, especially for the Observer wards, because of the way that the Center Ward now has a stock limit. Okay? You couldn't just simply spam wards for you to destroy Observer wards. It make killing Observer wards like a luxury. So that could potentially open up a lot of things, like for example, a lot more clashes in the ward spots and a lot more team fights in ward spots. The buff on the Center Ward in terms of the cost gives us much more space into how do you call this, getting this item and being more strategic into this item, because there is now a stock limit. So that's going to be a very, very big buff to the heroes who has invincibility. But again, it's also a very, very, very big buff to items such as Dust of Appearance. So who knows? Probably we could get more Dust of Appearance plays compared to Sentry Wards. As far as I could recall, for me personally, I use mainly Sentry Wards as more of a defensive ward, especially for the invisible heroes, and the Dust of Appearance is much more of an offensive one. Alright, but then again, I think this changes in those two wards would ideally change the way we move around the map. Tome of Knowledge. The initial 10-minute stock now provides 2 tomes. And yay again for the position 4 and the position 5 heroes. I think this change would give them, some sort of, again, opportunity to provide more support to their carries and to the map control rather than just simply killing heroes. So this buff, either you could use it to level up your jungle heroes or anyone that is behind, but this particular change is for me, it's really good. And now let's get in to the changes in the heroes. Let's start off first with the change on Abaddon. They have reworked the scepter upgrade. Now, while the borrowed time is active, anytime an ally takes more than 525 damage while within a 1600 range with Abaddon, an individual miscall case point will automatically fire towards that ally. Scepter still increases duration of the bar time by 1. I think this is a very good buff to Abaddon. You need to have the scepter upgrade though to heroes such as Earthshaker or Tidehunter or Invoker, anyone that has massive damage input in small amount of time frame. While we have the scepter upgrade, it gives opportunity for Abaddon to really support and provide support to his team. So great job on that. Alchemist also has a scepter upgrade. I believe there was a play wherein you would be able to give out scepter upgrades to your teammates using Alchemist. But this time, if we have a scepter equipped or synthesized, you gain a bonus plus 30 damage and plus 6% spell amplifications for each scepter that you gave allies at any point in the game. And that gives unlimited potential to Alchemist in terms of really on the mid game, on the end game. Normally Alchemist, yes, he's very good at farming, he's very good in getting those items really fast, but the strength of the hero diminishes roughly, especially if it's a very long game or end game, since Alchemist is a really highly dependent hero for items. But this buff would give him opportunity to increase his damage and increase his spell amplification. So good job on that. Anti-Mage added scepter upgrade. Mana Void kills now add plus 70 seconds to the highest cooldown ability on the enemy hero. So what does this mean? This means that if you manage to kill, I don't know if it requires you to kill the enemy. Hold on. Oh yeah, it requires you to kill the enemy. If you manage to kill the enemy, any skills on that enemy that has which is the highest cooldown ability, it would add plus 70 seconds cooldown with it. Okay, and the cooldown starts once the enemy responds. Okay, it also increases the duration by the stun duration by 1 second, and if the target dies during this period, it is still counted as a mana void kill. So even though he is stunned, or the opponent is stunned for 1 second, and let's say it's a kill with another hero, let's say Alchemist or Arc Warden or anyone, it would still count as a kill for the mana void, prompting or triggering that adding of 70 seconds to the highest cooldown ability. And that gives Anti-Mage, let's say for example in a clash, gives Anti-Mage edge on the team by focusing on those heroes such as Enigma, who else? Tidehunter, Earthshaker, Sand King. If you manage to hit or kill the hero using Mana Void, it would cripple them when they respawn. Very critical, especially for buybacks. Very critical, especially for around mid game and and late game. Arc Warden. They have added a scepter upgrade that grants a new ability, Rune Forge. It creates a random rune in front of you. Now I've tested it out earlier on. The rune are completely random, so you could get 3 double damage rune in a row, and the mechanics for the Tempest double applies into the skill. So regardless if you have used your Rune Forge on your main hero, the Tempest double cooldown skill of that added skill will not be consumed. So I don't know how it would, you know, probably early game, or no, not early game, but probably late game. The late game potential of it. Who knows? Probably if you could get 2 double damage rune on both of your position 1 and position 2 heroes, based from, or you got it from the ability of Arc Warden, it could turn the tides around with team fights. So it's a really good buff, but for me it's completely random generated. Beastmaster. They've reworked the scepter upgrade. Now I believe it doesn't. It now affects wild access. When you have the scepter, your wild access have no cooldown and can be used again once they have returned to Beastmaster. Man, this one, I love this. I love this. It gives Beastmaster really an edge in DPS or providing damage. But what most of us not realize is that wild access does cut trees, and it could give you vision. It could give you space. This one is, I think, one of the best buff that Beastmaster had. The Brewmaster. The Primal Split Scepter now also grants the Brewlings 100% movement speed. Ever had the situation wherein you daggered, you thunderclap, you do the Primal Split, and then you do the first stun, and then you managed to kill one, but didn't had the opportunity to kill another hero? I think this could be the answer. So I think that's a really great buff to Brewmaster. Broodmother. They have added the scepter upgrade. It increases the speed web max count from 8, not 12, not 16, but 20. Imagine the whole map has spin web. And take note, guys, the movement speed bonus from 70 to 100%, it's unimaginable. It removes, and it even removes the movement speed limit. So we may see a competitive Broodmother in the future, probably. Who knows? Clinks, they've added the scepter upgrade. It creates 2 skeletons near Clinks when exiting Windwalk. Increases Windwalk's speed by 30%. And unlocks max movement speed. Imagine Clinks roving all throughout the map. That's crazy. That's totally crazy. Now, I haven't got the chance to check if these 2 skeletons are invulnerable or not. If you have tested it though, please post it in the comment section and let us know, guys. Death Prophet. They've added a scepter upgrade, finally. Anytime an enemy is affected by your spells, a Carrion Swarm Impact, Silence Depuff, and Spirit Siphon target, or when you attack an enemy, a ghost will fly out and hit the enemy for double the usual damage, then return to you with life. What the hell is that? We're done. This ghost also apply 100% slow for 0.3 seconds. I mean, imagine that. Death Prophet could be back, man. Death Prophet could be back. Dragonite. They have added a scepter upgrade that adds a 4th level to Elder Dragon form, a Black Dragon gaining Scepter, or a Black Dragon rather. Gaining Scepter increases the level of your ultimate by 1. The Black Dragon has 50% more corrosive damage, splash damage, and slow amount. It also increases your attack range to 600. Wow. And grants you 30% magic resist. Basically, it's a more buffier dragon. The Drow Ranger. The Drow Ranger is now nerfed. In marksmanship, it no longer instantly kills ancients, but it still does damage and pierces. And the marksmanship now only pierces the base armor, not the total armor. So, you heard the size frag. Good job. Elder Titan. Reworked Scepter upgrade. The Echo Stomp now causes you to become spell immune while channeling. Imagine that. While channeling, it couldn't be cancelled anymore. And for 2 additional seconds per affected enemy hero. That's sick. This one is one of my favorite. Ember Spirit. Added Scepter upgrade. Fire Remnant has ranges 3 times longer. And initial Remnant movement speed is 2 times faster. What? What are you doing? The maximum number of charges increased from 3 to 5. The activate the Fire Remnant costs no mana. Ice Frog, what are you doing? What are you doing? Look at this buff. For me, I think I could say that this is the best buff, but I couldn't since I think it might break Ember Spirit. But then again, I go back to my thinking that it requires a Scepter upgrade. So who knows? Who knows in the near future? But once Ember Spirit got the Scepter upgrade, my god. You could spam Fire Remnant. It costs no mana. It travels farther. It travels faster. It travels farther. Cool update for Ember Spirit. Grimstroke. They have added a Scepter upgrade. It grants you a new ability, Dark Portrait, and it creates an ink illusion of a target enemy hero which lasts 20 seconds. And it is magic immune. And it has plus 30% movement speed. It takes 200% incoming damage though, and it deals 150% outgoing damage. It only has a measly cooldown of 35 seconds and a mana cost of 200. Now, I could go now from my build of Grimstroke from 4-staff in normal 4-staff Yules. But now it just went to a whole new level. Imagine having a Dark Portrait to either Faceless Void, a God Strength Sven, or Phantom Assassin, or buffed Drow Ranger, or Huskar for that matter. This skill is bongers, guys. Ayo, they've added him into the contest. Is it him? Is it Ayo? Is it him? Anyways, they've added Ayo into the captain's mode, and they have added a Scepter upgrade. Spirits now passively spawn around you, and constantly every second. I don't know how long it could take. By the wording, constantly every second, it's every 1 second, but who knows? It's still max of 5 spirits at a given time, but man, I don't know if the skill of getting spirits and passively spawning those spirits stacks. But judging from the wording itself, there is still a max of 5 spirits. So I think this is one of the worst Scepter upgrade that we had. Lycan. They've added the Scepter upgrade, causes one of the 3 creep waves to include 2 wolves. You cannot control the wolves, but they are considered your units. These wolves have the same movement speed as the incubes. It's basically buffing your pushing power. I haven't tried yet if you have the ability to choose what lane it is. If you have the ability to choose what lane it is, then awesome. But if not, then it completely randomized. I think apart from, yeah, it gives you the ability to push, but if the opponent has the ability to defend, that could give them more gold. Mars. He has now a scepter upgrade. The God's Rebuke cooldown is now at 1.4 seconds while you are on the Arena of Blood. It resets God's Rebuke cooldown when Arena of Blood is cast. So you do the math. Do the math. The Arena of Blood's duration times how many God's Rebuke that you could lash out while the Arena of Blood is there, and yeah, I think that's pretty sick. Monkey King now has a scepter upgrade. It spawns a monkey soldier near you every 55 seconds. Now, this monkey soldier doesn't move. Similar to Monkey King's ulti, these soldiers last 12 seconds. They do not spawn, though, if you are invincible or on trees. And these soldiers can attack any target. However, they will not attack buildings if you are not within the 500 range of them. Well, it's not really that much of a buff for me. One of the weaker buffs, similar to Io. They've done it again. Morphling. They've added a scepter upgrade. While morph, you gain 35% cooldown reduction, plus 50% mana cost reduction, and 600 cast range. Imagine morphing into a lion, or wow, into someone that has very good fundamental skills that could be used anywhere, anytime in the game. Yeah, I think this is a good buff for morphling. Night Stalker. They've added a scepter upgrade. The void is now applied in a 900 AoE around you. Imagine having little circles around Night Stalker if you have a scepter upgrade. That's awesome. Inside the void, mini duration from 01 to 06 and reduces cooldown by 2 seconds. Now, I don't know if how many void there is that is being applied in 900 AoE, but who knows? Let's test it out, guys. If you have anything to add into that, please go into the comment section, man. The Guardian of Light. Omni Knight Guardian Angel now has a scepter upgrade. Apart from the Guardian Angel scepter that we have, it also provides plus 40 HP per second regen. It also affects buildings. Wow. So it's wow. It's global. It's global heal. It's global buff in the towers. Wow. This is a good buff for Omni. All year added scepter upgrade. Shield crash now casts as 2 attack swashbuckle every 90 degrees around your hero. I've tested it out. The swashbuckle is actually going to form a cross. It's only a 2 attack swashbuckle though, but still, I think it's actually quite cool. Phantom Assassin. The hero is broken and they have buffed the hero. I think this is one of the update or changes that I'm more frustrated about. Phantom Assassin for me is a broken hero, and they've added the scepter upgrade wherein Blur now has instant cast time and applies a dispel. What? So what? If you're stunned, you could blur. If you're asleep, you could blur. I don't know. Could be that. Anytime you get a hero kill, your abilities are refreshed. What the? It also reduces the blur cooldown to 12 seconds. Imagine a Phantom Assassin who's fully buffed and with a scepter and killing everyone in the map. I just couldn't. Slardar has now a scepter upgrade. The Slithering Crush now creates a puddle of water that is considered a river of bonuses, or a river for bonuses. It provides 25 regen, plus 12 armor, and plus 40 status resistance within the puddle or the river, in addition to the normal Guardian Spirit River bonuses. The puddle AoE is 550, and the puddle lasts for 25 seconds. 25 seconds, man. So, what do you mean that you could have multiple puddles? Does the puddle stack? If it stacks, let me know in the comment section, guys. Spectre, they have added a scepter upgrade. It grants him a new ability, Shadow Step, which allows you to perform a single target unit hunt. So the target, that means that you need to have vision to the target before you could use a Shadow Step. It's cool. It's actually cool. If you wanted to move to other areas rather than using your hunt, you could use Shadow Step. Who knows? Templar Assassin, they've added a scepter upgrade. It grants you a new ability, Psionic Projection, which allows you to teleport to any psionic trap after a 2-second channel. Imagine a Templar Assassin who's hopping into his own psionic traps and automatically triggering the trap. It's insane. It's insane. The cooldown is 30 seconds though. It's not really that you could spam with it, but the positional advantages of it. Dive in using the trap and then dive out using your blink dagger rather than going invisible. It's a great help. Terrorblade, after added a scepter upgrade after casting Metamorphosis, a wave travels outwards in all directions, causing enemy heroes to become feared for 3 seconds upon contact. So basically, lumayas kayo pag ginamit ni Terrorblade yung Metamorphosis. Wave starts traveling 6.6 seconds and has a travel speed of 1,000. Spell immune units do not get hit by the wave. He has a global. So alam natin, that's a downside. Alam natin if Terrorblade is on Metamorphosis or not. Even though, for me, even though, let's say for example, nasa jungle siya and he did cast Metamorphosis just to farm. Let's say, who knows, just to farm or just to farm the jungle. The opponent gives you an idea that Terrorblade did use the Metamorphosis, and it gives you an idea when to engage and when not to engage. I think that's the only con side of it. Tiny, they have added the scepter upgrade. It grants you a new channeling ability, 3 volley, which is basically explained in that bit. A massive damage barrage in a certain area. Hindi pa sila nasayahan sa avalanche toss. Dinagdagan pa nila neto. It's still a cool skill. So check it out. Warlock, Chaotic offering the scepter upgrade. The second golem now has a 0.4 seconds after the first, which means that the stun duration would be increased roughly by 0.4 seconds. It's not really that big, but I think giving you an ability to extend the stun duration and have 2 stuns in separate, I think that's it's not really that massive change, but I think that's good. That's good. You want Wind Ranger, whom you couldn't see at all. They've reworked the scepter. It now adds 2 charges to Wind Run and increases movement speed by 45%. What the hell is this? What am I looking at? It adds 2 charges, man, to your Wind Run. You couldn't grab Wind Ranger anymore unless you have something like Shadow Shaman or a Legion Commander. But yeah, it's a good buff for Wind Ranger. All right, and that concludes my reaction for the anime tips and talks for the 7.22 patch of Dota 2. If you haven't liked my stream yet, please get into the description items below. This is me, StrategoGaming. I do stream normally Dota 2 games. So if you haven't got a chance to check it out, please do so. Like and share the page, and onto this channel, YouTube channel, please subscribe for more content. Couple of videos that is upcoming that is very near are highlight reels of Dota 2 and basically all of the games that I play. So thank you, peace out. This is Stratego saying, play smart and dominate. Peace.